If you're buying distilled water in jugs, or you're constantly wondering what's actually coming out of your tap, a home water distiller starts to feel less like a nice-to-have and more like a daily sanity saver. You pour in tap water, or feed it from a water line. It boils it into steam, then condenses it back into clean water you can drink, cook with, and freeze into clear ice. The tricky part is picking the right style: countertop batches versus an automatic setup that quietly keeps a storage tank topped off. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 top-rated water distillers as part of these My Pure Water reviews and keep it practical. How much water you'll realistically have on hand, what setup looks like in a real home, and what your maintenance routine feels like once the novelty wears off. And if you want to compare for yourself, I've put links to the lowest price I've found right now for each water distiller in the description box below. First up, the AquaNui Countertop Water Distiller is the kind of pick you reach for when you want distilled water at home without turning it into a whole project. You don't deal with installation here, so you can set it on the counter, fill it, and get on with your day. Each batch produces about 0.8 gallons, which is a comfortable daily routine amount for drinking, cooking, and topping off a kettle. A full run typically takes about 5.5 to 6 hours, so it's easy to let it work in the background while you're doing other things. What really makes this feel like a smarter, budget-friendly route is how it's built to avoid the common countertop headache. Unlike with cheaper alternatives, it's engineered not to boil dry, so you're not worrying about coming back to an overheated unit if you get distracted. That design also helps protect the heating element over time, which means the distiller stays reliable instead of feeling disposable. In normal use, you end up with a countertop routine that feels safer and less fussy. You're not just getting boil and collect either. This setup focuses on the finish of the water you actually drink. Dual volatile vents help deal with compounds that don't behave like normal water during distillation, and a VOC filter helps catch residual gases, so your water ends up tasting cleaner in your glass. It also includes a steam sterilization option, so you can sanitize the internal water path without turning cleaning day into a deep scrub event. The result is a more confident, repeatable routine for coffee, tea, ice, and everyday refills. Day-to-day ownership stays simple because the maintenance cadence is clearly defined. You drain the boiling tank weekly or about every 12 gallons, clean it monthly or around every 30 gallons, and every 3 months you swap the VOC filter, wipe down the exterior, and run steam sterilization, so upkeep stays on a steady rhythm. The footprint is compact at about 10 inches wide, 13 inches deep, and 15 inches tall, and it draws 650 watts, 6 amps at 120 volts. So it fits on a counter and plugs in like a normal kitchen appliance. You also get a glass jar for collection, and the warranty runs 15 years with a 2-year full warranty on electrical parts. So it's a strong fit if you want an easy and affordable entry into home water distillation without committing to a plumbed-in system. Next up in these My Pure Water Distiller reviews is the Midi Classic Automatic Water Distiller, which is built around the idea of being always ready. It produces up to 7 gallons of vapor distilled water per day and stores about 5 gallons in a built-in tank, so you're not timing batches just to keep up with coffee, cooking, and refilling bottles. The system turns on as water gets used, so your storage replenishes in the background instead of becoming another chore. In practice, it fits best when you want a steady supply without dedicating your counter to a machine. The Midi's core build leans hard into long-term, everyday safety. You're working with 304 grade stainless steel, so the water side stays in a durable, non-porous material that holds up over years of use. It uses double cladding to avoid exposed hot surfaces, so you're not tiptoeing around it if kids or pets are in the house. A float system stops the unit automatically when the storage tank is full, and a safety shutoff switch backs that up, so you get a set it and live your life feel. One of the more under-the-radar details is how it handles volatile compounds. The setup uses dual vents that let volatile gases escape, so you're not trapping those in the system on the way to your glass. Then it finishes with an activated carbon post filter, so you get a final polish that targets leftover VOCs and keeps the water tasting clean. That's the kind of thing you notice when your tea tastes neutral, and your ice doesn't pick up weird lingering aromas. Ownership stays pretty straightforward once it's in place. It connects to a water line and comes with a saddle tapping valve and 25 feet of tubing, so you're not improvising the basics just to get water to the tank. For placement, you set it at least 18 inches off the ground and give it about 3 inches of clearance around the unit for ventilation, so it runs the way it's meant to. Maintenance is a predictable rhythm. Drain the boiling tank about every 2 to 3 weeks, clean it about monthly, replace the carbon filter about every 3 to 6 months to 1 year, and steam sterilize about every 6 months to 1 year. So it ends up feeling like simple calendar upkeep for a reliable family water source. By the way, if you're thinking about an automatic setup with a storage tank, leave a comment and tell me which matters more for you right now: taste and smell issues, or just having enough water ready all day? Next up in this Pure Water Distiller review lineup is the AquaNui 12-gallon automatic home water distiller. And this one is all about higher volume without turning your utility space into a project. It produces up to 12 gallons per day and pairs that with a 15-gallon storage tank, so you can pour glass after glass without watching the level like a hawk. The unit makes about 1 gallon every 2 hours, which means you steadily rebuild your supply through the day instead of waiting for a huge single run. If you've got a busy household and you go through water fast, this is the kind of output that keeps up. What stands out in day-to-day use is how it's shaped for tight spaces while still being easy to live with. You get a smaller footprint, so it fits where a bulky machine wouldn't. Built-in legs add height, and the adjustable feet help you level it, so it sits steady and feels intentional, instead of balanced on whatever shelf was free. There's a convenient spigot, so grabbing a pitcher of water feels as simple as filling from a dispenser. The AquaNui also builds in some smart water handling steps before you even think about a glass. It includes an activated carbon pre-filter, so VOCs and chemicals like chlorine get reduced up front, instead of riding along into the distillation process. It also has a steam sterilization feature, so you can periodically sanitize the unit without turning it into a disassembly and scrub weekend. The result is a cleaner, more controlled routine where the machine does more of the keep it fresh work for you. Setup and upkeep stay organized and repeatable. It connects to a water line and comes with a saddle tapping valve, so you're building it into your home's water flow instead of constantly refilling by hand. The unit is about 12.75 inches wide and 12 inches deep, and stands about 53 inches tall with the 15-gallon tank, so it reads more like a slim tower than a sprawling countertop appliance. Maintenance follows a clear cadence. Drain the boiling tank about every 2 to 3 weeks, clean it about monthly, replace the carbon filter about every 3 months, and steam sterilize about every 6 months to 1 year. So it's a strong fit when you want big stored volume and a compact footprint that doesn't take over your space. Now let's switch gears to the Mini Classic CT Countertop Water Distiller, which is the no plumbing, no permanent install option in the My Pure Water Distiller category. It runs in manual fill mode and works a lot like a coffee maker, so you're not scheduling a plumber or tapping into a water line. Each cycle produces about 0.8 gallons of distilled water in about 3.5 hours, so you're making steady, bite-sized batches that fit daily life. If you're a renter, a single user, or you just want something portable, this style feels immediately approachable. The materials here are a big part of why people choose it for the kitchen counter. The unit uses high-quality 304 grade stainless steel, and the purification process keeps the water from contacting plastic, so you're not wondering what's leaching into your clean water while you're trying to solve a water problem. You also get a 1-gallon glass jar with a handle and a pour-through lid. And it's also BPA-free and lead-free, so pouring into a kettle or topping off bottles feels simple and familiar, while staying completely non-toxic. It's also designed to run safely while you're doing other things. The Mini Classic CT doesn't boil dry, so you don't end up with an overheated unit if you get distracted mid-cycle. An automatic timer and safety shutoff keep the process controlled, so you can step away and come back to finished water. On the water quality side, dual purity vents let VOCs escape, and a Soane-activated carbon post-filter polishes what's left, so you end up with a cleaner finish without relying on glue or plastic in the filter construction. Living with it long-term stays pretty manageable. The routine is simple. Rinse the boiling tank after each cycle, clean it about once a month, and replace the carbon filter about every 3 months, so you always know what good upkeep looks like. While it's running, sound is listed between 40 to 65 decibels, so it's more background appliance than a disruptive racket in most kitchens. It's compact at about 13.75 inches wide, 9.875 inches deep, and 15.75 inches tall, so it fits on a counter without feeling like it stole your whole workspace. If you want distilled water without any plumbing commitment, this one lands as a steady, repeatable countertop routine. Quick check. Drop a comment and tell me what pushed you to start shopping. Was it weird taste, a chlorine smell, or just wanting a healthier water for coffee and cooking? Finally, in these Pure Water Distiller reviews, let's talk about the Mega Classic Automatic Water Distiller. This is the option that's built to feed your home like an appliance, not a countertop project. It produces up to 12 gallons of vapor distilled water daily and stores 10 gallons in its stainless steel tank, so you've got a deep reserve ready whenever you need it. Because it runs automatically as water is consumed, you're not managing batch timing or remembering to refill a boiler. In normal use, that feels like having a dedicated water source that keeps up with heavy daily demand. The delivery setup is the real lifestyle upgrade here. A built-in pump pushes distilled water to places you actually use it, like a dedicated kitchen spigot, a pot filler, an ice maker, or a refrigerator. So you stop carrying jugs and you stop treating clean water like a special occasion. That pump is rated at 1.4 gallons per minute, so filling a pitcher or topping off a stock pot feels quick instead of slow drip frustrating. The system also includes an 8-inch extended reach faucet, so the grab water moment at the sink feels natural. Where the Mega Classic really earns its keep is in the way it reduces day-to-day upkeep between cleanings. An automatic drain flushes the boiling tank after the storage tank fills, so buildup doesn't just sit there until you finally get around to maintenance. If your installation has a drain available, you get the full hands-off benefit of that automatic flush. It's rated for 30 to 100 psi operating pressure, so it's built to work within common household plumbing conditions. The upshot is a system that's meant to live in the background while you just use the water. The long-term ownership story stays strong if you like durable equipment. The unit uses T304 grade stainless steel and includes a safety shutoff that protects against overheating or leaks, so you get a more protected, install it and trusted experience. Dual purity vents let VOCs escape, and an activated carbon post filter helps finish the water, so the end result stays clean and pleasant to drink. Maintenance keeps a steady cadence. Clean the boiling tank about once a month, replace the carbon filter about every 3 to 6 months, and steam sterilize about every 6 months to 1 year. So the routine stays predictable. If you want an automatic distiller that serves multiple points of use with a big storage buffer, this is the one that feels most like a built-in home water solution. All right, those are the options in this Pure Water Distiller comparison. If you want the simplest portable setup, the Mini Classic CT is ideal when you're happy making countertop batches without any plumbing. If you want an automatic system sized for a household, the Midi Classic makes sense for 2 to 4 people who want steady stored water without going all in on a huge tank. For bigger households, the AquaNui 12G leans into high output and a 15-gallon reserve in a tighter footprint. And if you want water delivered to the kitchen, fridge, and ice maker with a built-in pump and automatic drain support, the Mega Classic feels like the most whole-home approach. And if you want to check them out and compare for yourself, I've put links to the lowest price I've found right now for each water distiller in the description box below.